nerds, welcome to Jared Berry Hacks. Happy Halloween Eve. Did you enjoy the sneeze? Because it fucking hurt. And we're back. This is the season 3 recap, and this may be the shortest one yet. Season 3 of Legacies. This isn't a traditional in-depth fucking hey hi how you doing recap. Let's touch on all these points and breaking points and plot lines and this, that, and the other. It's just me talking for a minute, and then we're gonna have the JerAwards here for this. And I'm not gonna lie though, the award categories are scarce. I don't. This season, I made the personal decision to choose to go with every website, which was, Wikipedia, IMDb, Googling about when the season ended. And technically, everything says it ends at season 3, episode 16. Netflix has this season ending at season 4, episode 4, which would technically be season 3, episode 20. But that's not the case. We will celebrate season 4, episode 4 kind of as a finale of sorts, and then we'll treat season 5 and on as a full-on like season 4. I don't know. It's just weird. COVID issues, the CW. There's a lot of things that just kind of play a factor into this. We're in a black shirt today, so we kind of have a floating head going on. There's a food cup on the floor. There's a lot happening. Season 3 of Supernatural has some God, I do that. We watched Supernatural for a year and a half straight, and my brain only thinks that that's the only show in existence, and I fucking hate it because I love that show, but that's not what we're watching. So, season 3 of Legacies came and went again pretty quickly. It is just round and about. It's touching similar storylines. The whole gimmick here, essentially, is more tension between the it couple, which is Landon and Hope. They have issues. They have sex. Landon dissolves. He goes to a prison world. He breaks bad. He comes back. And he has so many issues, and he feels like they can never be together, so he runs off, and he lets Malivore consume him. And now, Landon essentially is our big bad. He's no longer a Phoenix. He's just a human. He's incompatible with Hope. He breaks her heart, etc., etc. That's really his entire arc. It's just more controversy. By the second episode of this season, we say farewell to Raphael as he was killed by the necromancer. So we send him to a fucking prison world where he can live forever with his parents who abandoned him. And Landon says, "Don't worry, bro. I'll see you." And then just never fucking sees him the rest of the season. So that's a thing. Joe was bad and then good and has issues trying to get with the new girl named Finch. We find out it's a werewolf. And on again, off again, on again, off again, but never really on or never really off until they are on. And now they seem to be that way permanently. Lizzie tries to get with MG, but MG realizes that, like, no, he sets his own boundaries. He gets with Alyssa, but Alyssa cheats on him. So he's just... No, Lizzie, MG. Lizzie ends up with Ethan. Ethan learns about the supernatural world and becomes MG's best friend. They become a superhero tag team, but he gets in trouble and gets the shit beat out of him. So MG stops him from killing himself to become a vampire. And then MG mind wipes him, and now Ethan remembers nothing. So, again, fun. Caleb was mad at MG, and him and... There's no kids at the school, so new kids come in. One of them, which is Cleo. The other one, I think, was Gabby, who was like kind of like a hard-nosed little shit who seemed like she was going to be a permanent character, but was in like one episode. Jed, for some reason, is good, but still kind of a dick. But Caleb gets feelings for one of the new girls, Cleo, as these Malivore monsters keep attacking them, and they don't quite understand why. One of the Malivore monsters says that they want Cleo. They find out that Cleo is a muse. She is the seventh daughter of a seventh daughter. And she has these extra powers to inspire people. But really what she ends up doing is she created all the monsters that's been coming from Malivore, trying to kill Hope, so Hope can trigger her vampire side. And then she's a full-blown tribrid, which can take down Triad and take down Malivore. And for some reason, they're shocked every time they realize that she must do this, when really it's been that way since the fucking first season. All you have to do is trigger your vampire side, and then bing, bam, boop, end of story. You can defeat Malivore, and we can probably get on to some better fucking storylines, maybe. Rick is Rick. I mean, that's the season. A lot happens, but nothing happens. The episodes I thought that was going to be really cheesy and really corny ended up being kind of sort of my most enjoyable episodes. All it says is that there's good stuff for the show. The show isn't dog shit by any means. If it was, we would stop watching it like we did with Halo. And as you can see, like this is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. That the show was just dog shit. And I love the Vampire Diaries and I love the originals and I like Legacies. You just have to treat it as a spin-off and it's its own thing and has nothing to do with the other shows. They're just in a different universe. Uh, I mean, Landon, by the way, as Malivore consumed Cleo. They forgot about her. They got their memories back. Blah, blah, blah. Dorian showed up. The whole thing. I feel like there's other things missing. A bunch of side characters that were introduced just never come back around. We have still our main core, which is Hope, Lizzie, Joe, Rick, Caleb, MG, Wade, and now Finch and Jed. They're all still there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of disappointment for season 3, and maybe the last 4 episodes or the first 4 episodes of season 4 really wrap up the essence of what they were going for. But we just have to mark season 3 as an L. We got to give it a loss. We'll treat those other episodes of season 4, even if they're absolute bangers, it'll just make season 4 be even better. So my main hope for this show as we move forward, no pun intended with hope, is we move forward and stop with the Malibor shit because it's ran its course, at least for me personally. So I think I will actually just leave it there. We can hop into the season 3 JerAwards, which includes our favorite episode. We have episode 1, 3, 4, 6, 10, 12, 13, and 15 as your nominees. Your winner for favorite episode of season 3 is You Remind Me of Someone. Wait, that's not it, is it? I think I didn't title that correctly. Did I seriously just not change that one because I knew what it was? Hold on one second. Favorite episode is episode 3, Salvatore, the musical. Because I really just one song slapped. Like, it slapped really hard. Like, really hard. And we'll get to that in our favorite scene. And, yeah, man, of everything else, we got to have fun. A New Hope was really, really, really close up there, especially with how much I love Star Wars. And it's just kind of like pandering to me specifically, even though it was put to a bunch of people. But for me, I was like, okay, I'm on board. But I think we'll just have to rock with Salvatore the musical because there's nothing really new happening with the story. So, yeah. Favorite scene. There's a lot of things that could have been up here as nominees. There's conversations between MG and Caleb, between Lizzie and Josie. Lizzie being a bitch to snap Josie out of her mind control thing. Josie doing the same thing to break Hope out. Rick and Dorian scene. There's a bunch of really quality moments. One of which was seeing Summer, the girl that originally played Hope back in the originals, being grown up and playing young Hope in the Star Wars spinoff thing that they did. But my favorite scene was specifically the Hello Brother song that Caleb and Jed performed together with the help of Josie Saltzman because it just slaps. Hello, brother. Like, it just, I don't know, man. I went into watching reactions as kind of like, I was going to say some funny shit, probably say some mean shit, poke fun at the shows. But like thinking back to the tributes was like, man, there's something really interesting here. Because again, in high school, when people watch this stuff, it was like, it's just not for me. I was more of a sports guy. I was playing Halo every day. And then there was this weird switch where I guess the Halo stuff led back into watching Star Wars again, which led back into getting back into Pokemon and getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And all my childhood things. And so right around that time, I kind of wrote off the teen drama shows because I was like, I don't think I would have interest in it. And then we watched the tributes, and then we eventually watched the Vampire Diaries, and it's like, hey, bro, this is fucking solid. So That, along with musical things, it's just wonderful. I think I had an original train of thought going into this, but it's fucking gone. But it's just wonderful. That's my favorite scene, favorite episode. Easy clap. Most heartbreaking scene from season 3, episode 8 was Lizzie desecrating MG. From season 3, episode 12 was MG compelling Ethan's memories away. And episode 13, Landon breaking up with Hope. Landon breaking up with Hope was more of just like, you're a dumbass. So the most heartbreaking scene was MG taking the time to compel Ethan, more or less to kind of just save him from himself and from future harm, essentially. Funniest scene from season 3, episode 7 was Rick saying he still had it. He said, I still got it. Talking about flirting with the damn lady up at the loan office. From season 3, episode 8, I look like a hot dog to them. From Wade. And, damn, I didn't put the episode name. It was the one when the necromancer was playing him, Theodore, when he said, bah. And Josie was like, the only person that never bahs is the necromancer. I look like a hot dog to them for what Wade said. Really popped me. Them's yummy hot dogs. Here's where we get into rapid fire. Favorite kiss from season 3, episode 12 is Josie and Finch, because who else is smooching that I give a shit about? Favorite kill was Cleo popping that leprechaun. Because again, not that I can recall off the top of my head or that I wrote down, but no other like kills really gave me any sort of satisfaction other than watching that little motherfucker go. Favorite quote from season 3, episode 8 was Rick saying, guess we all have blind spots for the people that we love. Talking about Lizzie having a blind spot for Josie, but also having a blind spot for MG, which felt like it was layering up to that. But I think they're saving that payoff for season 4, potentially. Favorite friendship nominees, Caleb and MG, Rick and Dorian, Hope and Rick, Hope and Lizzie, Lizzie and Josie, Joe and Hope, and any of the other fucking friendships, I guess, out there. Jed and Caleb can be in that conversation as well. It was initially going to be It was going to be Caleb and MG, but the one scene of Rick and Dorian and how they kind of rely on each other and still have each other's back after the fallout there for a minute and the whole Emma situation, I really just like seeing them together. So I felt, I don't want to say obligated, because it was going to be just Hope, Lizzie, and Joe all together, but Hope stole that car and was kind of a dick that one time. So yeah, I think I'm just going to give it to Rick and Dorian. Favorite ship? Probably, as much as I wanted to be Joe and Finch, it was just so on again, off again. Will they, won't they? I'm going to give it to Caleb and Cleo because there's something there, and Caleb didn't get to say what he wanted to say. And that makes me sad, but I like their chemistry. Least favorite character, just in general, I guess, is Malivore because I'm fucking sick of it. So, most underrated, I don't even know who I would select for this one this time around. I guess we're just going to give it to Dorian because he's the one doing all the research behind the scenes like Jerry. I'll give it to Dorian. Favorite character nominees, Hope, Rick, Joe, Lizzie, Landon, MG, Caleb, and the Necromancer. Finch isn't on here because she didn't have enough screen time, but I really enjoyed her character. Same reason for Dorian not being on here, even though he just won other awards. But my favorite character for season 3 of Legacies is MG. Because when he's on screen, the best fucking things happen. When it comes to your season name, season 1 again was entitled Supernatural. Season 2 was Don't You Forget About Me. Season 3 we're entitling Circle Jerk. Because all the stories are going around in circles. The season finale names, 1 was No Way Home, 2 was entitled Sleeping Beauty, and 3 is just simply entitled Disappointment. Maybe that changes after season 4, episode 4, but I fucking doubt it. Just for the Patreon peeps themselves, your dice roll information, if you give a hoot about it. We had 19 rolls this time around. Our most rolled number was number 4, rolled 4 times. The highest number was 17, rolled once, and the lowest was the number 2, rolled once. Double digits beat single digits, and evens beat odds. For our back-to-back rolls, we rolled the number 4 back-to-back in episodes 11 and 12. And matching numbers, we rolled the number 2 on episode 2. For numbers not rolled, there were 9 of them. It was 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 18, 19, and 20, neither of which was rolled in season 3. And yeah, I think that's the most we've went without rolling potentially. I think it was 9 is the most we've had in any season. It's just 16 episodes, so it's easy for some to miss. And from there, we can do our in memoriam. So here we go. We have the Green Knight. We have Chad, unnamed man that was stabbed by the necromancer, the principal, zombie minotaur, zombie finks, Landon Kirby again, the leprechaun, a gremlin, Keelan, I can't remember her name, the banshee, Grandpa Terreo in the flashback, Robert, the necromancer, Colin Lafferty, Andy, and the Wendigo. That is your rest in peace, rest in dirt, rest in piss, however you want to say it, however you want to word it. That's what it was. And with that, season 3, thank God, is a wrap. Here's the wild part is, like, season 6 and 7 of Supernatural were so fucking terrible with the Leviathans in season 7. I don't even really remember what was in season 6. I think it was just the family hunting stuff, which had potential. This is like on par with just boredom, but it's not bad because there's really good episodes sprinkled in. There's just not a lot of meat on the bones. And again, the first 4 episodes of season 4 could wrap that up, but we made the decision to call this what it was, call this the finale, and we'll deal with it as such. We'll eat crow on the last one. I can promise the season 4 recap will be much more in depth and much more worth watching or worth clicking on, because I just did not enjoy this, and hopefully season 4 I do enjoy, and we can bring it. I think my predictions for season 4, clearly Hope has to activate her vampire side, which I thought was going to be the finale here, and it could be the season 4 episode 4 finale. I think she should activate her vampire side. I think if her and Landon aren't together at that point, if he leaves her, I think she'll probably just flip her humanity off, and then we'll have kind of Hope be the bad guy for a few episodes, maybe killing Malivore in the process. And then maybe there you kind of get the Freya cameo, Marcel, or we haven't seen Rebecca at all. I think any of those originals could come to try to help save her, because I don't think anybody else other than Landon in the school would have the ability to save her. So I think that's what happens in season 4, and we'll see what happens when we get there. So thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out. I will see you tomorrow on Halloween for season 4, episode 1, the season 4 premiere, but also still kind of part of season 3 because I give up. Links and everything, description box down below, playlist up on screen. As always, stay cute, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one.